should reflect earlier movement of the raw material from subterranean areas to the factory gate.
Okay. So there's been a lot of also talk about the approval process and decision making, and I think we'd heard some conversation just now on the panel about that and the opportunity which doing things faster creates. And you yourself, I've often heard you express. The time I really remember it was when actually with a solar project in Point Lisas, in the Phoenix Park, when we the sod turning ceremony there, and he sort of expressed, I guess, sort of a bit of frustration that this thing should be going quicker. What can be done to speed up that whole process of making decisions and just moving stuff quicker through the system?
This morning I was very pleased to hear a couple of references to some easement with respect to treating with the EMA. Because one of the things that we have to accept is our cultural lackadaisical approach. Never be hurried to do something on Monday if it can be done on Friday. Right. And of course, don't do it on Friday if you can do it on Monday. Those things have far-reaching consequences where the decisions are in fact required to start engines. And I think it brings us to a point where we have to encourage the regulators in particular to appreciate that slothfulness at their station have far-reaching consequences. And on the corollaries, if they speed up without deteriorating quality, you can have serious positive outcomes. And I think I'm beginning to hear from the people who are treating with the entities that some of this is happening. At the level of the cabinet, we have had to intervene on one or two occasions. For example, if I give you one example, there was one company that had been contracted to particular wells in a particular area. And from the outcome of the first set of drilling, we saw that the decision that really should be made now to speed things up is to shift that drilling from there to another area where the output was a bit better. And the cabinet intervened and made that decision to allow for it to be done as quickly as possible without letting time expire on one operation before you can start the operation. Because we are all aware, especially at the level of the cabinet, of the fierce urgency to get the molecules to market as quickly as possible. So we are aware of it, and we are trying to take those decisions and speed things up without eroding protection and quality.
Sure. Do you think that the country understands that?
Some people, yes, but not enough. And sometimes some key people. I mean, we live with it at the level of the cabinet. I mean, there are a couple of departments I wouldn't mention that we usually have to walk things through because they are usually analytically oversensitive. But it's important that they are sensitive, but they also need to be aware that speed is a necessity, especially at this time.
One of the things that I think is a useful thing people to understand is that of the value of money. I mean, one of the things